Yes, it's the new rock group Vortex. And while they have been widely received over a large part of southern New England, it's very important to remember that the financial status of the band must be closely watched by every member, as there is really no leader to the band at all. It is a very loosely run group, but their success is also largely due to that fact as well. This is David Ernsberger reporting for WORM News. And on this, our business section, we will look at this band, Vortex, and see how it is executively managed and run. The band is made up of 5 members at the moment. Edgar Lequier of Mount St. Charles, the keyboardist. David Ernsberger, also of Mount, who plays drums. Chris Levy, the lead singer, who is also of Mount. Mike Lequier, the brother of Edgar, who plays guitar and goes to Bishop Fian. And Eric Larson, who presently attends North Smithfield High School. He also plays guitar. The bassist at the moment is being considered for ejection from the band because he claims that he makes money outside of the band with another. So therefore he is being considered for ejection. Recently, for example, a tape was given to each band member, which consisted of all the new songs which the band is going to learn. Each member did his part and learned his music, except for Dennis Dwyer, who failed to do that. The booking of gigs is made by whoever gets an idea for a possible show. The first gig Vortex performed was a dance for a class of 6th graders. The booking was made by Edgar, who had contacted the person in charge and suggested that the band play. The agreement was made and the date was set. Edgar then inquired if it was possible for the band to be paid. The agreement there was that Vortex would get 100% of ticket sales.
We don't need lights. I know, bro.
In the end, Vortex ended up making $120. I asked Edgar how he paid for his keyboard. How much was your keyboard, Ed?
Too much.
No, seriously.
Not on film.
Huh?
I won't say on film.
Well, how did you finance it?
I financed it from a loan from Mr. Lequier National Bank. A low interest loan, in fact, no interest loan. And I'm still paying it off. I probably will be paying it off for the rest of my life.
What about the other one?
The other one, that was a gift. Michael and I helped pay for it. That's Michael, the idiot.
At the present time, the band is without a manager. The gigs are made, as I have said, by anyone who has an idea or an offer. But the value of having one was soon discovered here at the Greenville Baptist Church, where Vortex was playing for the American Baptist Youth of Rhode Island. The band ran into problems with a very unprofessional disc jockey who interrupted a set by starting his own music. This led to a vehement confrontation, which was amplified by the fact that the DJ was using Vortex's PA system. If there had been a manager to alleviate the problem, there would not have been the tension between the band and some individuals that was brought about by this problem, which was later found to be a simple lack of communication. One major expense of the band was the purchasing of a very necessary piece of equipment.
because everybody knows that for a band to be a band, it must be loud. And in order to be loud, it must have a PA, or a public address system. For the first couple of gigs, Vortex rented their sound equipment from the Entertainer Sound and Light Show, a local disc jockey.
After these first few gigs, it was determined that the band would look out for a system that was within their range. It was then that Edgar found an ad for a system that would have everything the band would need, all for the price of $750, being short of like every penny. Edgar struck up a deal with his father, and that was that his father would pay for the equipment right up front, and the band would finance and pay it back after they got paying jobs. And so they now presently have the system and are using it to its full capability.
Mike, he paid for his guitar, and he had this to say.
How did you pay for your guitar?
With money.
Sully points out the obvious, huh? Well, I saved up for 6 years collecting cans, saving my welfare checks, robbing banks, killing like old ladies, raping people's wives.
How'd you get money from doing that?
Well,
They paid you? He was so good, they paid him.
In actuality, Mike had really saved up his money, and he bought his guitar on his own with his own finances. He also purchased his amplifier for a reduced price. There is another prospect for the band's actions, and that is the recording of their original songs. Presently, the band is making use of the audio resources found here in the studios of the Entertainer Sound and Light Show. These materials are being utilized free of charge, and high-quality work is being produced. Prospects are for Vortex to project into the professional world and record at a professional studio at a going rate. The work can be submitted from there to a record studio, and a record album may be produced. Funds for this action would stem from paying jobs. Therefore, Vortex must maintain their musical talent and receive compensation for their services. Very recently, Vortex finished recording the Class song of 1988 called Love's Light. The band will perform the song live at the buffet as a favor. The band is hoping that the dinner will transform into a dance if the mood is right. The song has already been played once in public by the Entertainer at the last Mount Dance. It was very well received. It's great seeing all the underclassmen of Mount St. Charles Academy with their guitars and makeshift drums talking about having a band. But it's too bad that they do not realize all the tedious and monotonous work that goes into the executive management of a real band with paying jobs. If they really knew what they were getting into, they might think twice about it. Being a band is not just having fun. Well, maybe. This has been a presentation of WORM News. All music performed by Vortex.